With Ontario moving into Phase 2 of the reopening of the province, the tourism industry in Niagara is also resuming business. Joel Noden from Hoco Entertainment and Resorts tells us what things were like in that first weekend.
It was really interesting and a different experience. We had people coming down and doing more of exploring to see what was open, how we were dealing with the crowds, how we put our protection plans, our safety plans in place and safety protocols. So you saw a lot of people moving about. The crowds were busy. It was busy in the evening, but everybody kept their distance. They traveled in their groups. So I think it was more of an exploratory weekend. And that hopefully will translate into acceptance of what we're doing here on Clifton Hill and in Niagara Falls.
Noden describes all the new measures that are taking place on Clifton Hill.
We started, quite frankly, mid-March and started looking at it and say, how do we make sure that not only are our guests safe when they come here, but also our staff? And we did things like we put on microbial treatments onto the skywheel that's actually used on transpo systems. It's being used by GO Transit, TTC, and Niagara Transit. It's a long-lasting, deep cleaning treatment. And then we do treatments again right after every use of the wheel. It's completely wiped down from top to bottom. Every touch surface is cleaned. That cabin is then not used again for one full trip, so 3 times around, so about 15 minutes before that cabin is used again. And we're rotating them through, so some are only used maybe once or twice in 3 or 4 rides. We've also introduced a CleanWorks machine at our Niagara Speedway, which actually it uses UV light and hydrogen peroxide to clean every single go-kart helmet after every single use. It's been tested by professors at the University of Guelph that the helmets go through 10 per minute and they come out crystal clean. There is no bacteria, no viruses on those helmets at all. As we started bringing staff back, we had protocols in place. They were well trained. It took them a little bit of training to get used to it. You'll see for example, today at the Speedway, we have all of our Speedway staff in, getting retrained, reacquainted with the new procedures in place, and making sure that we follow them all the way through.
Noden says they really increased their marketing throughout Ontario.
I would say we've always focused on Ontario because we know that it is a key market for us, but we have ramped that up both for Clifton Hill as well as Niagara Falls tourism. That's the first phase is get to the GTA, kind of the Hamilton, Burlington through to Oshawa corridor, and tell them, come down, check us out. I mean, spend the day, and then when you feel comfortable, come back and spend the night or spend the weekend. I mean, we want that gradual approach to getting people comfortable with coming to visit us. Really, Ontario has been a focus. We'll just make it a bigger focus.
Noden wants people to know the tourist industry in Niagara is ready to host visitors again.
So I was out actually with the Minister of Tourism. We toured around Friday night, and you could see that the businesses were ready and they were happy to be back in business. That was the most important thing. The hotels, it's going to take a little bit longer as people get more comfortable with coming and staying in Niagara Falls. However, I'll tell you, they have been working around the clock, making sure that they are, again, safe to stay. We're safe to play. They are safe to stay, and everybody's taking this very seriously and want it to be a good guest experience at the same time.
Noden would encourage anyone who was thinking about exploring Niagara to take advantage of this time.
I would say come down, explore. It's a very diverse set of attractions and things to do here. You've got parklands, you've got attractions, you've got patios, you've got great hoteliers, great hotels, and there's lots of room. It's probably going to be one of the best summers to come down and explore Niagara Falls because it may not be as busy as we would normally be in the last couple of years. So if you want to explore, you want to try things, now's the time to do it.
In Niagara, you're watching The Source.